members of the Senate in the discharge of their oversight and investigative responsibilities. You can also come along with any relevant information or documentation to aid the Senate. Please be further informed that your failure to appear will constitute a gross affront to this office body. You shall be sanctioned by the Senate under Article 44 of the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia as may be deemed by the Senate. Con regards, sincerely, J. Number S. Senior, DPA, MPA, Secretary of the Senate, Republic of Liberia. July 7, 2026, Honorable Samuel Nambe, Executive Director, Raw and Renewable Energy Agency, Monrovia, Liberia. Dear Honorable Nambe, I present my compliments and my directive of the Senate session. Prior to the great concerns I've raised by members of the Senate as it relates to allegations of numerous verbal and written attacks against members of the Senate and the entire office body coming from members of the executive branch of government from various media platforms. If thereof, the Senate will have to cite you to appear before the Senate as a committee of the whole on Thursday, July 9, 2026 at 11 a.m. in the Senate chamber annex to answer those allegations, especially most recent utterances on Facebook and other media platforms against the Senate's oversight action regarding the U.S. $19 million drug saga. It's important to note that encourage a subsequent discussion on matters of concern will afford members of the Senate an opportunity to make a decision from an informed position, because your failure to appear will constitute a gross affront to this body, which will be sanctioned by the Senate under Article 44 of the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia, as may be deemed by the Senate. Con regards, sincerely, J. Number M. Senior, Secretary of the Senate, Republic of Liberia. Mr. President of the Senate, members of the Senate.
Further, that was the reading of the communication I brought the two honorable gentlemen and brother will say something, or somebody will say something, or we allow them to speak themselves.
The President of the Senate and distinguished senators, on the issue of Chokai, the CFA boss, there was a concern about the violation of the code of conduct. That matter was sent to the committee, and because of the timeline that was given on Tuesday, plenary decided to bring him to a committee of the whole. This morning, the report from the committee was circulated to senators. And so plenary, the senators decided that the committee will be allowed to present a report on Tuesday. And after the presentation of the report, a decision will be taken by the Senate. So, Honorable Josiah Joga was invited based on the fact that the committee did not meet the timeline, and we raised the concern. So we can ask, with the support from plenary, ask Josiah Joga to leave, and after the report is concluded on Tuesday, if we need to bring him in, we will do so. Thank you.
Then for him, he can go ahead and
No,
respond.
so I think the CFA boss can leave, and then we'll start with our seminar.
Okay. Please,
So, no, you can be discharged.
please discharge of Jota.
My director for community of the whole, I don't see it. I hear about the charge. Thank you for coming. Protocoli.
So, President of the Senate, distinguished colleagues, with Sam Lamwe, we are having this hearing today because it is alleged that he, Sam Lamwe, an official appointed by this government, has questioned the authority of the Senate. Before we start this hearing, I think we want to verify the concerns that we have. So I might ask one or two questions before we can ask him to proceed. Mr. Sam Lamwe, can you introduce yourself first?
Good morning, distinguished senators. My name is Samuel Lamwe Jr. I am the Executive Director at the Rural and Renewable Energy Agency.
Thank you. Do you have a Facebook page?
Yes, Honorable Senator, I do.
What is the name of your Facebook page?
Samuel Lamwe.
So there's a post that the Senate is concerned about. Sergeant Allen will bring this post to you so you read it and tell us if this is your page and this post was written by you.
Yes, I confirm it is my page.
Can you read
You want me to read?
Can you read the post?
Okay. Y'all all must stop interfering with an ongoing investigation. This is not oversight. This is interfering. Investigation of this nature is delicate. It requires care and dedication to unravel truths. Y'all will not push law enforcement to make hasty conclusions in targeting the wrong people with charges that are not waterproof. Y'all will not prioritize this process and create the impression that law enforcement is biased in their investigation and therefore poison the minds of citizens against a potential outcome of this investigation. This is dangerous and counterproductive in terms of what's going on.
Thank you. Now that Sam Lamwe has confirmed that is his page and he wrote that post, we can now allow the senators to interact. Thank you.
Honorable Lamwe, Sam Lamwe, is that name? Samuel Lamwe?
Samuel Lamwe. Samuel Lamwe.
For the benefit of this hearing and the public, could you define for us the understanding of legislative oversight or the oversight of the legislature?
Well, in my understanding, legislative oversight has to do with the ability of the legislature to have a say in discussions that have been brought before them, and that they will make sure that is within the confines of the law.
Say that again. I didn't get you.
I said, in my understanding, based on your question for me to define what legislative oversight was, I said this was a constitutional responsibility given to members of this honorable body to have a say in ongoing discussions of interest brought on the floor, so that they ensure that the interests of the law and of citizens are upheld.
So I follow up.
Yes, please.
So I follow up to that is based on your own reading and your post. How do you suggest that the legislature should perform this oversight? Based on your definition, your post, your own definition.
How do I suggest that the legislature, so I didn't get the last part.
I listen to your post and I think you're perfect listening, you're co-perfect listening. And your definition of oversight. So, based on your post and your definition, how do you, Mr. Nabi, suggest that the legislature, by extension, this Senate, or in the state, this Senate, exercise oversight, saying 5 years blueprint as to how we're supposed to do that?
No, Senator, I don't think it is within my purview to decide how the legislature exercises oversight. That was not my suggestion.
You want to go back to your post? Please read it. Read it.
You're almost stop interfering on
Mr. Presiding,
Is that right?
Mr. Anderson, the leader.
Right. Yeah, read it. What else speak on?
So you're almost stop interfering with an ongoing investigation. This is not oversight. This is interference. Investigation of this nature is dedicated and requires care. So, yes, Senator. No, Senator. So, let me.
Mr. Henry, hello. Okay. I'm not done. Ask. Ask me a question. Can you read the post? Is that how we read the post?
Honorable Senator,
Is that how we read our post?
Honorable Senator, while I will read the post, but let me say that I will apologize.
Is that how we read the post first?
So I will apologize. I'll say why I apologize. So I will apologize for the post. I will apologize for the post and ask probably I don't be considered to read this. It's all in public place.
So I want to learn how to you. I want to learn how to do one side, please.
Senator,
Maybe my police are not interested. I want to learn.
Senator,
Let the witness read his post.
you all must stop interfering with an ongoing investigation. So, Senator, let me apologize.
Hello. Some people. Yeah, please, this is very serious. And it's very serious. And for the witness to appear and think he's going to block his way through, I don't care what his connections are. We need to be friends. They'll understand this because they're going all over the world. That we're interfering in drug states and we interfering and the rest of it. This was supposed. There's no joke here. So let's deal with the issue as it is. And at the end of the day, people can get to where we're supposed to get. So you shouldn't hear that. And you bluff here and laugh here, you think we're joking here. You know what we're here for? So please,
Speak up.
let the witness answer the question and let's give our police a chance to ask him. So at the end of the day, I want to learn how to carry on what side. Thank you.
So, my comment on this post, Honorable Senator, was based on, it's not based on an official attack on the Senate. I was reacting to a Facebook page, and what I said was strictly on the basis of the post made, and not an attack on the Senate.
So who are you responding to? Mr. Mohammed, do you know the entity you work for?
Yes, I
It's
do.
a creature of this legislation.
I know.
You know they created, and because they created, you got a job.
I know that.
So are you saying they got a right to ask you questions or ask anybody a question?
That's not what I'm saying.
When you say oversight is not to call people, then what do you mean? They interfere. What is the difference between interference and oversight? Yeah, because you make a statement and they have to go and say something wrong. You can't be following. You are part of that. You are making a problem with it. You do that. But you cannot do that. These are, the president appoint you, and if people don't confirm you, you
So you in the work, they got right to call you at any time to ask questions. Anybody in the executive, they can call you. And that's why the president will never put it in for calling by the executive. And you take a Facebook page, after you didn't even know you wrote that name. You take a Facebook page and write saying, you're calling people, it means you're interfering. What is the difference between interfering and overtime? You better start making interference and you can handle it.
But I would not, the problem is what you are not going to make material. It's going to go wrong out with businesses. And big politicians.
We are trying to, let's talk about Dr. Mercy.
I think so.
No, but I'm true now. If you read everything again, you can do that. You're running Facebook, you think you're running that.
They may not running Facebook. So all your Facebook posts are here. Your whole life is on Facebook. I don't even know whether you're running office. And you saw this senator, you think, well, now you have that, you praise that American in the PSC, that 134 audit report, who the 3 years. Are you going Are you not interfering in the world? Your whole life is on Facebook. And you are criticizing government officials. And you can't say you say that. Let me, for me, let me go to jail.
No, actually, what Senator Charles said the best thing is not the government of Nigeria. Very short, no one you have to electricity, drug electrification, what they get in drug electrification, don't pay for their right. That's what our intake.
Your whole life on Facebook. You want to declare no government area today. You love it?
The State Police.
No government of Nigeria.
Senator Brown, Senator Pali, Senator Patekwa,
You will solve your problem. Let me go bring your lawyer.
people are going there as well. If you want me now, I'll women. Don't do that to me.
Honorable President of the Senate, distinguished senators, having listening to the witness, and the Senate is of the opinion that he is in violation of Article 44 of the 1986 Constitution. I move
that if I can obtain a second, that the Liberian Senate institute a contempt proceeding against Mr. Samuel B. Nami on Tuesday, July 14, 2026, and that this motion serves as prior notice for Mr. Nami to appear before the Senate with his lawyer on Tuesday at 12 p.m. to show cause why he should not be held in contempt. Second motion.
If we move a second that on Tuesday with the lawyer to show cause why he shouldn't be held in contempt. Are you ready to vote? Ready.
We're ready to vote because in the motion, I did not see, I did not hear what Honorable Dame has done that subjecting him to this proceeding.
Accept or reject?
Reject.
Use your mic. Please use your mic.
Are you ready to vote? It has been clearly established on the motion. The Senate should hold in contempt. Okay? Contempt, but your reason is not clear. Are we ready to vote? The contempt. When you
I want you to read Article 44.
no, the is a general. You can general. But the specific content power basis is not.
Exactly so. That's why
I cannot amend the motion because it's a motion. You get it right.
Are we ready to vote if it states that Mr. Sam Name will be held in contempt for bringing the Liberian Senate to public disrepute?
There is a senior senator of Great County of Milwaukee.
Try very good. Okay. I said about the
Mr. Vice President Colleagues, I will be ready to vote. Mr. Movement that the Honorable Bali, since we are in the committee of a whole, we refer to plenary and the motion be made in full plenary. No, we are in committee of a whole. We are in committee of a whole. Yeah, but we can refer to take that motion on the content. We have to refer back to session.
Yeah, look, I will have questions. I'm not going to ask the comment.
Yeah, but Mr. Vice President, we are in committee of
I'm
the
not
whole.
the president, you let
You have to report. Okay.
you know what I'm saying is right. No, because you got to regret this about decision.
You have to report to take the decision.
No. If there's a motion, plenary conference is sent into a committee.
Yes, so to take a decision, you come back to the plenary.
Picasso, Dumbado, I've seen my dream girl. My honey, I will give you my money and anything you want from me. Too long, my heart been holding on. Are you a princess? The way you dress, I'm so impressed. Your Highness, I see you through my mirror, just like Cinderella. Under one umbrella, two of us will be together forever.
107.9 Voice of BKS in Mutu Town, Nima County.
We share same things in
BKS Online TV.
come up. We born the same day, we born the same place.
Good evening and welcome this evening to BKS TV Heat Hour Show.
We share same races.
On the Heat Hour, we see dialogue and not confrontation.
Praise God
We see words and not bullets.
for working miracles.
And of course, today is the 9th day of the 7th month,
I've seen my dream
AD 2026.
girl.
And this is how I'd like to welcome all of you this evening to BKS TV. Voice of BKS 107.9. On behalf of the entire production crew here, my name is Junior Payne.
Dream girl,
I'm your regular host of the Heat Hour Show here on BKS TV.
come into
In tonight's edition of the show, we'll be hosting former
my life.
Inspector General of Liberia,
Change my
former Commerce Inspector General of Liberia,
whole world.
Honorable Doug Cooper will be our guest here tonight on the show. And of course, we'll be discussing politics in whole. We're discussing policy issue too as well. And a lot more
Dream girl,
to happen here this evening on the Heat Hour program.
come into my life and change my whole world now.
In the next 2-3 minutes, we'll be bringing on our guest. But before we do that, let's try to bring on the CEO too as well, hear from him.
Never thought of getting
What's on his mind this evening.
married, and never thought of making family. Cause I'm a playboy, a hustler.
The FIFA World Cup is in its quarterfinal stage
Oh, real boy, my life has made a change.
with Morocco this evening playing France.
Eventually, I met this woman. Dream changed to reality. I feel like getting married. I feel like having family. Solemnly, I swear.
Well, that's it. Welcome back to the show. CEO, what's up? How you doing, Chief?
Good. I was trying to write a Big Brother title, you know, in the banner there, but then you caught me off guard. So, yeah, it's great being back on here. Yesterday, we hosted one of Nima's funniest daughter, Councilor Mariah. It was a great show. I've been getting a lot of calls, a lot of text messages, and about how people really enjoy that show. And I love that. I enjoy it. So it's a great thing to be back again. I'm glad to start getting some really wonderful feedback about that. So we are growing. We continue to grow, bringing major stakeholders on our platform. And Mariah happens to be one of Liberia's national figures. And she came on yesterday. She told her story. It really encouraged a lot of young girls that was listening to her. And so forth. And we also have our Big Brother coming tonight. I call him Big Brother. Coming on tonight to have some discussion on here with us as well as it relates to Nimba County. Everything. He's also a major contributor to our show too. So he calls in and make contributions. But great things are happening. Liberia, Nimba County is all we have. Our only county we cannot be deported from. And we continue to grow. We'll continue to play our part as media folks to make sure that information is conveyed to our people in the right way. And we'll have people in Tapeta, in Mutu, all over the place in Nima there, District 5 and District 6, listening to us. I know other folks in Ganta Saninkole around Liberia or Nima there too as well are following us online. So it's great to be back. I know yesterday, man, your whole head was shaking. So the congratulations were, you never even knew what to say yesterday. So yesterday's show, it was. I'm glad you left the show with me so I can host it because here we're not in the right
Now,
place. Yeah,
that
congratulations.
was a three cadre decision that you taught me in order to just slide somewhere and get myself cooled down for a while because the assignment was too much. But again, I want to say thank you to everyone, those of you who took upon your time yesterday to send me all the beautiful congratulatory messages. The calls and everything was very much overwhelming, and I appreciate everything. I know my Pavilion left for me to be talking about him too much, but God above all, you did your thing, and I can give you now your paper, and let me just do my thing too.
We gotta bring our guests on, man. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, so let's do that. Like we say in our headlines here, next evening we'll be hosting former Commerce Inspector General Liberia on our dock. Will probably be our guest here next evening on the show. He'll be discussing policy issue in hold. On our dock, good evening, welcome to BKS TV, Voice of BKS and Voice of Tapata, respectively. How you doing this evening, Chief? I think you are muted. Yeah, great. You okay now?
Thank you. Glad to be on your show. Quite a long time we haven't appeared here, except for last week where I phoned in when my former company inspector was on the show. But it's good being back this evening.
Thank you very much. I listened and I followed the show that you phoned in. Before we start a conversation here this evening, maybe the CEO might want to say something, then we get straight to the iceberg.
No, just the same thing. I want to say thanks to him for coming. Every time you call upon him, he doesn't hesitate. He shows up. And as I was saying the last time, now it's hard people to be up at 8:30 in Liberia, France playing right now, and to have the big brother here. And when you call him, he come on. I think we appreciate that. Him and all our other guests who come on here to make sure that they help us build this platform. I want to say thanks to him for that. Yeah, but other than that, I'm eager to have conversation to ask him about things that are happening, what he's been up to, Liberia, Nima County. The man is very, involved into Liberia's politics and everything. So we look forward to learning from him tonight.
Thank you, CEO. Ronaldo, again, welcome to the show. It's great to have you on here this evening. Starting with Nima County, please permit me to start from this point. You are very close ally to the Vice President. How would you weigh in on the current debate about the Nima unity, putting eggs in one basket and all of that? How will you give your thought? Do you agree that Nima should be united behind a single individual? We should keep our eyes on the highest seat and all of that? Or other people have been saying no, we should diversify. Other people have been saying no, we should protect the current content of our basket. What say you, Murdo?
Well, thank you. In politics, the issue of diversity is inevitable, particularly so for our country where we are under a democratic governance system. It is practically impossible for you to think about running a single party. What is more important is our conscience. We all are aware that the past election, I know most of you followed the past election or were deeply involved with it. You saw the results that came, even the one from the Southeast. You saw how the people voted. And it was surprising to know that the Southeast was one of the less attended to community under the Mr. Weah 6 years of regime. But The question is why they voted the way they voted. Why do you think so? He said because Mr. Weah focused his mind on the Southeast in terms of development, in terms of infrastructure development. Absolutely not. The only face that the Southeasterners had under Mr. Weah was he makes the government predominantly a Southeastern dynasty. He did not care to accommodate people from even bigger counties. That was not his concern. All he felt was to run the government the how he ran Lone Star yesterday when he was a captain, and all the leading players were almost from the Southeast. You could not see anybody, any better player. Look at Nimba. On the Lone Star team those days, who did you have from big counties like Nimba, Bond, and the rest of the counties on the national team? You could see that one family, Danisha Sebwe, Kevin Sebwe, all the people, all of them from the same place, everybody. So he felt he could run the government for this country on that same pattern. Now, the issue of whether the Biden should rather be on a single candidate starts with us first as a country. Now, if Nima is thinking about putting or Nima producing a president or vice president for this country, then there's also an extreme need to narrow down our number that we're going to the race. That's the first aspect that we should look at. Because politicians and political parties throughout the country will try as much as possible to divide Nima. The fact that Nima has so far, besides Maserati, the highest population, everybody wants to fish in Nima. Some people will go there for running mates. So the first thing is how all of us can say, okay, you know what? If we are thinking about it as the bigger picture, how to narrow down the number of candidates that will come in the race. Now, in terms of becoming partisan of different political parties, I don't think anybody can stop another person, which is the democratic right or constitutional rights of people to choose which political party they become a part of or a member of. Nobody can tell you, say, don't join this party, come to this party, don't. But our conscience will speak to what we want. Now, how does keeping everybody in one party help against allowing people or people having a free way to join other political parties? Who benefits? And I can tell you, for instance, if I am a member of maybe Loop or LAP or whatever political party yesterday, and you belong to the Unity Party, and the Unity Party is having Vice President Koo on the ticket as the vice standard bearer in 2029, and I become Secretary General or Party Chairman for Loop or ACO, you know that it's difficult in our country for any political party to win the first round of the election. There is always a runner. So if I am a chairman of ICO, and then in the first round, my party drop, the Unity Party will have a friend in ICO, and I'm sitting down there as a chair, and then you look at Vice President Koo on the ticket of Unity Party, stay in the election, then Nima is blessed. You cannot stand here and say, look, Mr. Kuba, you are the best that we can use as a conduit to get to your leadership for support. We are in the runoff, and you know that your brother is in the election. That's one way. What is hurting Nima right now is I've been in this politics for too long. Political parties in Liberia, most of them have a mistrust. When you are from Nima, because I've been through it. When an empire is on the battle box and you go into election, being a part of different political parties, there's always skepticism about your commitment and loyalty to that party, your honesty to that party. So one of the preconditions political parties will want you to honor will be to say, look, Dokubo, even though you are a member of the party, but man, we know Nima Pro, we don't trust you. If you think you're ready for this party, publicly criticize Vice President Jeremiah Kung or the Unity Party, so that will serve as a guarantee of your leadership, of your commitment to the party. So, under that condition, I'm prepared to come out to criticize Senator Kung, Vice President Kung. I'm prepared to say negative things about him. I'm prepared to write everything about him, against him. I'm prepared to say all the worst things about him to prove my loyalty to the party that I belong to. I get distracted from keeping my relationship with the country. I get distracted from focusing on the party, the goal of the party, which is to mobilize people or supporters for the party, and I get involved with an internal fight with Vice President Kung because I want to prove that I'm so committed to my party. I think this is where we are experiencing some of the laws that are going on in the county.
So let me ask you this question. Let's try to make it interactive here because we have a lot of panelists that may want to ask you some questions. How would you say that the county right now, in your opinion, do you think that Nima have reconciled since the 2023 general election?
Well, to give a straight jacket would be a difficult thing because reconciliation is relative, depending on the context. Now, I don't know whether you are thinking about all of us converging in Nima to say, okay, we are here for reconciliation, or just thinking about
you could tell me that way that people like Honorable Dokopra and the rest of the folks from the other side of the basket calling the other people from the other side of the basket and telling them that, oh, gentlemen, the election is over, we are here for reconciliation. Have you guys done that?
That's the point I was coming to. So if you're talking about reaching out, I will tell you, yes, we have done that. On this platform, I can go on Nimi. We have reached out and I have been a part of most of the meetings. Even before Mr. Mike Greenwald had problem with his party, we reached out to them. We reached out to him. We reached out to Mr. Kagon. We reached out to Mr. Councillor Jelu. So we have reached out to almost everybody. But we haven't been able to call a joint meeting in Nima to say, let's go for reconciliation. But conversations have been going on, and we are series of meetings to say, look, the elections are over. Now we need to come together. Let's forget the past. Let's discard the old card and move on. So discussion like that have been happening at different levels, and I have been deeply involved.
So do you think those discussions have been working when it comes to reconciliation? Do you think they have been working so far?
Again, it's difficult to say it has been working because it's a process. Sometimes you reach out, the person will say, okay, you know what, I get to reach back to my supporters. I get to consult my family. I get to do this, so I need to do this. Sometimes, okay, if you want me to come, if you don't want us to do this, you know, I lost my job. And so if I'm coming to come together, myself, my wife.
Well, I think someone is calling him
Sorry
there.
for the interference.
Yeah. Welcome back, Chief.
You getting me?
Yeah, we
Yes,
can
sir.
hear you.
We are hearing you, Chief. Go ahead.
Yeah, you probably our guest or like you probably calling them.
Okay.
Yeah,
So like this.
they see the person online.
How are you, CEO?
I'm alright, but what? Yeah, today by you smiling, no serious face though. Yeah, you.
No, I mean I was just cool yesterday. That's
Yeah, sorry.
How are you, Cyrus?
He's smiling because you know the parliament. You know the parliament on the show. I thought it. But you're big yeah. Forgot the way you go well.
Make a opposition, gang card.
Is it?
So are you hearing me?
Yeah, we can hear you, but we can see you.
Yeah, just turn on your camera and let's continue.
So what you do, close out and try to log back in.
I should go out.
Yeah, go
Yeah,
out.
Yes.
I mean,
All right.
that's the doing of local government. On our
So, Sarah, somebody was telling me that 24 years you're in our position for.
It's 24 years. What happened to that lifetime?
That man was still on in Kampala there. He might even continue doing PhD.
He's kind of book now.
I mean, the government shaking. There no election around right now. The government shaking. And I say all that.
But anyway, it's good to have all of you guys on here. You know, even if we don't have guests, if they imagine this lineup, if we can have this lineup every evening, trust me, we can discuss things without there you go. Welcome back.
Thank you. So sometimes there are preconditions. Some will tell you, okay, you know what, we can come together, but I lost my job. And in order for us to be happy and be together, myself needs something, you know, to do, you know. So different, you know, conditions are coming on the table. And so for anybody to say, okay, yes, we are being able to reach this far, we are reconciled, it's difficult, but I can tell you there are discussions on the way, and we have been meeting.
So in order now to, the reason why I asked you that question was to carry you back to the previous question that I asked. In order for you guys to meet your goal and objective of protecting the current content of the basket, don't you think it is very much prudent enough to bring everyone on board, those of whom that are requesting for something, to give them something doing, and call for a massive gathering that way, bring people together for reconciliation? Don't you think that is okay to do so?
Nobody will object to that. I think the most important, the most interesting thing about it is for all of us to realize that none of us have the appointing authority to automatically bring people into government. It requires lobby, and we have been doing that in the past. I think some of those people, I'm not just talking about those I mentioned, I think some of those who are even being on the other side, we have managed to get some of them on board, at least to get something to do. But what requires presidential appointment is the sole prerogative of the president. And so the vice president does not have the authority, constitutional authority, neither do I have. But we have made some strides by accommodating some of the young people into some of the little things to do. We have been able to call people to work together, at least some of the one-on-one thing that we're doing, at least for us to be together. But I think the demand is also high that people must get presidential appointment. I think that's the secret part of it.
Thank you. I will stop here for now. I have a lot of questions. We've not gone deeply into NEMA yet, but let me go to the CEO. CEO, welcome. You can ask your 2 or 3 questions, and after that, we go to Saros to Siawete. But our man from Voice of EKS, Imbutu, is trying to set up his camera. He's already in studio and relaying the show here this evening. So we'd like to say welcome to Imbutu. And welcome to the people of Electoral District 5 listening to us here this evening.
Yeah, because I want District 5 people to listen to Honorable Cooper. So I know the people they are eager to listen to. The people listen to you, Chi. The people from Butuo, Banwe, Blontua, and listen to you tonight. But
that's good.
Yeah, that's what we've been doing lately. We've been relaying directly, and people from the studio there they relay, and folks can even call in from around there too. And Voice of Tapeta has been helping us with relay too, so we are gaining more coverage. So we had Moriah, Councilor Yakula, on the show yesterday. She said something, and that's something that I've been saying for a very long time, and I think you will also agree with me when it comes to that NEMA unity thing. If you follow our group chat, if you follow Facebook, if you follow some of our brothers, the younger one from the supporters of the current government, there is this trend or this mindset that, if one happened to disagree with Honorable Doug Cooper, or if you are a son of NEMA and you disagree with the vice president, most of them, they term you as against their government. You are against a NEMA unity. You are against that. And she talked about it yesterday. She said, no, it's not going to happen. This is democracy. We all can disagree to agree. There's a teeth in the tongue in the mouth that can even fight at times. So what's your message to our young people, to these people who, as soon as you say VP, then they start going after you. As soon as you say Honorable Cooper, they start going after you. As soon as you say rescue, basic fundamental policy issue or any question, they go after you. I think they are undermining the vision that you just laid out, and I also believe that's the same vision for the vice president. I think they are undermining that to a larger extent. What say you on that? What's your advice or your take on that if you were to be talking to them tonight?
In the first place, we need to understand what specifically an individual is saying that would provoke other people to think that they are undermining NEMA unity.
Mm-hmm.
We all have the right to critique our leaders.
Right.
We all have right to recommend to our leaders what we want. But if that is consistent, then there's a need for concern. I get a right to tell Senator Twayen, Senator Koga, look, why are you doing this one? I don't think it's good for our country. You need to disengage. And I'm displeased with it. Now, if I say that once, 2 times, once, twice, it will sound to reason. But if it becomes habituous, then there's a need for concern. And that's where I talk about sometimes political parties will encourage people to attack their own people as means of proving your loyalty. So then you become like you and the person are into a bustling ring, and every day you must have something to say against the person. So I think this is where the problem is coming from. But if it is just to critique your leader, to tell your leader what is not good, to present some ideas to your leaders, I don't think there will be any problem for that. But if it becomes consistent, for us as politicians, our eyes are always open to see what's happening. Now, you get a right to say, okay, man, Superintendent of NEMA County, we understood you are not taking a project in Buyao, and maybe it's a women's center.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the money you're using for women's center should have gone towards a school building that is in Banwe.
Right.
That is down. then building women's center that women will now use. Okay. If you say that today, I don't think anybody will have problem. The next day you come out, how the superintendent is not sleeping in the county, but the superintendent is sleeping in Monrovia. The next time you come back, the superintendent is doing that. There is a need for concern.
Mm-hmm.
More so when people see that your loyalty is to different party, and then, or you are visiting one political party and they see you close to another political party, or you are in leadership of a political party, and your attack is directed at this person consistently, then people get reason to question why you're doing this.
Thank you so much. You know, that's actually a good point. And the criticism I'm talking about not the one I just go overboard and all that. Constructive criticism. If I were to wake up today, Honorable Cooper, I go on my Facebook tomorrow and lay out some basic thing that I may see as something that needs to be worked on my page. I said the Honorable Cooper should be doing this, Honorable Cooper should be doing that. Trust me, if I can put that to test, tomorrow you wake up, you'll see the reaction. It will be ballistic, right? In terms of, you know, that. But anyway, go back to the point. Let me give you a good example. Honorable Wilmer Pay, he was on Spoon recently. And he went out there and he voiced out some of his grievances, and we all listened to it. We all saw that. That's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. But besides that, what's your overall view on the whole Honorable Pay saga?
But see, let me tell you this. Since Mr. Pay spoke and even talked about me, have you seen me responding in a manner? If you could see the composure of the minister on the show, the tone he spoke in. Have you seen any of us going around? As we know.
You the big people, you the big folks. I'm not saying you guys say anything. I'm talking about the followers.
No, but CEO, in politics, if you are in politics, you don't really focus your minds on some of the people you refer to as supporters. Some of them are suffering supporters.
Okay.
That the leader doesn't even know them. Some of them equally want to prove to the leader that, look, we love you, we are for you, we're doing this for you. You know, it may not be a directive given by the leader to them and say, look, my man, you'll go after this person. You know, so it's certainly limited. It's certainly unique to NIMA. You've been following the process at the legislature today. Senator Ford, you see what we're writing. Once you speak against the other person, those who are also in support of the other person will have a reaction.
Right.
That is something that you cannot control. It's not something that is organized and sanctioned by the leader to say, look, do this. But that will always be the case. One thing what all of us should watch out for is if something is said against Vice President Kun or Minister Freeman, how do they respond? What are their reactions? I think that's what we need to watch out for. But for followers, some of the mere Facebookers and people who writing all over the place, bloggers, and who get control over them.
Thank you.
What we do as leaders is every time something like that happens, the role we play is we go into people's impact. Talk to them. I think you yourself have been sending you something when I see something, I talk to you, right? I go in your impact. See, I will take many people. I will say, okay, this one does not, you know, work well for our country. I think we need to readjust on this.
Right.
So we do that in the back. I don't have to come on the show to say it. So, but when Minister Pay spoke that day, I decided to let it get cool before I even respond. Yesterday, briefly, I talked on the OPFN show.
Right.
Minister Pay and I have come a long way. And the only guarantee I can give him is that I get absolutely no reason to fight him.
Okay.
I get no reason to fight him. And CEO, it will surprise you. I have said this thing consistently. I'm happy that on this show.
Right.
Yesterday, I threw out the same challenge on OKFN. The situation at the University of Liberia, when it happened and the president constituted a committee, I was happy. I had spoken to my lawyer, and we're waiting for an invitation because I was the one that they were going to interview. I was the one they were going to investigate. But it was surprising to know that from that day up to now, the committee did not send for me. They haven't sent for me. I did not appear before any committee. For even Mr. Pay went and myself to me during committee hearing. Even those who I don't know, they interview people because they suspended some of the teachers. None of them, I said, even engaged one-to-one before any committee. I don't know any of them, and we didn't meet. Up to this time, we haven't met. So there was a political investigation that was organized. They did impart judgment without giving me due process. So there was no need because Minister Pay went and myself did not meet. Whether she was on committee, she and myself did not meet to say, oh, maybe if the committee had sent for me and I appeared before the committee and she asked my sister from Nibakan, they gave me hard time during the hearing, that could be reason for me to tell the Bible and say, oh, Mr. Bible, I appear before the committee. But my sister, Mrs. Pay, did not play with me. Maybe that would have been reason for the Bible and the call. But she and myself did not meet.
But
we are not met anyway.
Did you have that conversation with the vice president? When you said
no.
Maybe? Oh, okay. So just hypothetical.
That's what I'm saying. I said, if we are met, maybe there would have been reason.
Oh, okay.
But she and myself did not meet. I didn't see any committee. So what was the reason of the vice president calling to complain the madam to her husband? Because she and myself did not meet.
Thank you.
Know? But, and the second thing he said was that during the nomination process, his nomination process, as a nominee, I invited him to my house and I queried the president why he was appointing so-called people in government. Mr. CEO, it's never true.
No, before you go forward, I think he actually said that night that it was during the transition period.
Okay.
When other people were being appointed to serve on the transition committee, you call him personally that we all did this thing together, but the way in which they are appointing so guild people, I think I'm quoting him from that point.
Okay, but let me say this. I was in the room. Why would I come outside to come complain when I was in the room? I have access to the president. The campaign, I was the deputy campaign manager for Liberia for Operation for Unity Party for the Rescue Mission. And when those committees were being set up, I led the committee that went to the Moreover City Corporation. So I'm a Mano man. Many other Mano people are on the committee, many different tribes from Nima. So why would I go tell Mr. Payne, who also know to be a Guild man, to call him and say, but wait now, Mr. Payne, we all did this thing together. Why are they appointing to Guild people? If I was dissatisfied, don't think my dissatisfaction we are going to different president. Somebody who is already a nominee and also a Guild person to go to him. You don't think I was carrying my own neck in the grave? So here myself and I have conversation like that. You know, like I was saying, I said it yesterday. When the president, by then, Standard Bearer of the party decided to have discussion on who becomes his running mate, he extended invitation to different groups. He extended invitation to Senator Kung by then, extended invitation to Mananyori Kanga Lawrence, Senator Kanga Lawrence, and they told each of them to bring 5 persons along with them to that discussion conference. Senator Kung selected me, selected Mr. Pay, selected Victor Payson, selected Senator Bani plus himself. We were 5 persons that went to Bomi. On our way, the 3 of us were on the same car, the VP, Mr. Pay, and myself. The other people were in the other cars behind us. Senator Bani was his own car. Senator was on his own car. Going there, we realized that Minister Pay and the president now could not speak. Because 2027, I was party chairman of the county and also superintendent of the county. I was dissatisfied when the president made the decision to carry Senator Nukwe, and I declared support in favor of the CDC in 2017. So the relationship between the president now and myself got eroded. It was after the 20 election that I called him and said, Your Excellency, I want to see you. And he said, come. I was even surprised before I got there. He invited on the bench to be there. He invited Honorable Martin, Madam Tricia Yomi, and other people to be in the room. Anthony Yan, others to be there. So when I got there, I met her, they said it now. I said, Your Excellency, I'm here. They ushered me in. He said, oh, but thank you for coming. You're welcome. But so that you people here, you like to say what you want to say in their presence, or you want me to ask them. I said, but Your Excellency, I can't tell you. These are sort of my neighbor people. I can't tell you, put them out.
Yeah.
There's nothing secret. And I apologized to him and begged, pleaded for forgiveness.
Okay.
So that's how we reunited. So from 2018 up to 2023, I have regained my relationship with the president now, unlike Mr. Pay. So we decided in the car that, look, since the discussion will be starting around 12, let's hurry and get to Bomi and have an audience with the vice president and resolve this thing between he and Mr. P.
And you said they were not speaking by then?
Huh?
You said they were not speaking by them? They were not speaking?
No. So when we got to Bomi, we asked His Excellency to grant us audience, and he agreed. It was the vice president now, myself, Mr. Pay, that went in to the president. And Mr. Pay, the vice president, asked the president to forgive him that, look, there's a son. I brought him along with me. Just how Mr. Senator Barry been forgiving other people. Your son has come to tell you sorry. Please forgive him. Let's move on. It's one of our NIMA stakeholders. And Mr. Pay apologized to the president in the room ahead of the conference. So then, tell me, CEO, if we have been down this road, and the vice president has done that to bring all of us together so that we can all work together, what would be the interest of the vice president fighting the very person to go out of job? At the time the nomination process was on, there is no secret. Some of you were here at the Ministry of Mass Energy. The president has somebody already for that ministry. Some of you might heard it. And who is that person? Nito Lai, who is today Commissioner at Maritime. And I know the role we play.
I want to ask a follow-up there, then you can continue. I'm told that you are aware of Wilmots's appointment. Tell us, how does his appointment came about? Is it from the president directly, or recommendation came from the vice president and other people?
I think the president is the one who has the constitutional authority to appoint. But there will always be, I'm coming. There will always be, like I said, there will always be pushed by other people. Like I said, we equally play a role. We all play a role. And I know the role we play. My brother knows that consciously. He knows that. It was not the bad friend that appointed him. No. But all of us play a role. And that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm questioning. Why? Because I was in the room. I was one of those in the room.
So I'm wondering if the bombing meeting that you are referring to, no, but that's different. You said he was with you at that time. But anyway, yeah, thanks for clarifying that. I think this is good because the difference between this platform and OKFM, I will sound biased about it. This has a lot to do with Nimba Kante, so our people then listening to this. So the OKFM on that, Moria on that, they want that Nimba Kante on here. So, but thank you so much for clarifying that. I will stop here and then go to Gino. You can take over. Who's next in terms of the questioning?
Thank you very much. Let's go to Cyrus, and after that we go to TK. Cyrus, you can ask your 2 questions on this round, and after that we'll go to TK while we're taking the second round of questioning. Maybe we can declare the line open for 2 or 3 calls only.
Thank you, Council. Good evening to the CEO and everyone on the panel. Good evening, Honorable Doug Cooper.
Thank you, Cyrus. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you. I will be as honest as much as possible as always. When issues have to do with Nimba, I don't like to joke about it. I guess you know me very well, and we've had conversations in the past. Even though we chose different routes in politics at this point, but the issue he explained with regards to Honorable Wemo Pay and Nimbayans that you guys have engaged so far, I think it is just an impressionistic justification, especially with regards to Minister Pay, because all of us know what led to his removal from that slot, and to justify that, I think you are not being honest to Minister Pay. The first thing is that Minister Pay is a Unity Party person more than the Vice President. He's a UP person, and the situation surrounding his removal and subsequent replacement by Tingba, a proponent of the Nimba Unity thing, I think it speaks volume. But here is the thing. My first question will center on this. In 2020, a friend of mine, one Josiah and myself, had a conversation with you, at your residence in Ganta, and you said a lot. You said a lot about the same Vice President. You link him to too many activities, ritualistic, too many bad activities. And when you did that, I bought into it because I myself have heard some nasty things about this guy, and from there, Josiah and myself decided to ask ourselves, should we support Honorable Cooper? And we went to a conclusion that we should ask Yelu. If Yelu will not be part of the election, then we have reason to support you. And then when we reached out to Councillor Yelu, he said he will still be part of the process. And that was the reason for me personally, I didn't support you, but I was almost at the point of supporting you. So at this point, I listened to you when you said Josh Weah did not do much for the Southeastern region. And this same Josh Weah, I want you to confirm if Josh Weah is on record for taking jobs from his people, from the Southeasterners. When he was at the presidency, I want to know if Josh Weah took job from Southeasterners as the Vice President is doing to his people. And obviously there are speculation around that you are one of those who can mastermind the buyers being taken from job. Garrison is a veteran. Wimmer is one of them now. And the list goes on. And Edith is not surfacing in your government because you and Tingba believe that you can deliver the Emmanuel Bell to the Vice President, and bringing Edith is inconsequential. So where are we with this whole thing about Nimba unity? Is it you know a mere political shenanigan, or is it something that we should buy into? Where are we, Honorable?
Thank you, Cyrus. But a few things I'd like to correct. You know, the first thing when you talk about this other person is more a unity party person than this. I came from the Liberal Action Party, and when the Unity Party and Liberal Action Party formed a merger, that's how we became partisan of the Unity Party. And I just told you the decision I made in 2017. That took me out of the Unity Party. I was a partisan. I went to the CDP. Now, coming back, even though I reactivated my membership, but there will always be a little, gap. You know, Mr. Pay left and went to Dr. Cassette party. You know that. You know that. It's no secret. He left from there, they organized the Liberal Liberation League. That little guy, that little transfer to the Minister of Foreign Affairs today. You know that. Before coming back to the Unity Party. So why you didn't mention the party? I think you needed to have mentioned that so that line can be true, let everybody see it. The second thing is, if you talk about people have been taking whether job, Mr. Weah, dismissed people, we also need to read the Constitution to know whether vice president can dismiss and appoint. To hold the vice president responsible for presidential decision or the president dismissing those he appoints in government, I think it's a disservice. Let's go to Lopa County. I'm coming. Let's go to Lopa County. Don't even go back to yesterday. Let's go to Lopa County. This guy was not dismissed from the government. Ami Moda was not dismissed from the government as Minister of Commerce. He was my direct boss. By the president, is he not from Lofa County? The other, I will call his name, Moses Colley, was never dismissed from his position by President Waka when he took over. Similar thing that what happened to Councillor Yelu and other people were holding position in the CDC government. Many other people from Lofa County have been dismissed by this president. And you also hear from Lofa. Does that mean I hate them? Absolutely no. So why are we not looking at that? If the president can dismiss people from his home, are you saying the vice president is an iron gate for Nimba that nobody for Nimba that the president can dismiss, that he appoints to dismiss? Is that how trying to portray it to be? So we need to be honest to the discourse. We can't say that. We can't do that. People, the president, those who the president appoints, he has the authority, the constitutional authority to dismiss them equally, to promote them, and to demote them. So if that happens, how can we transfer that to the vice president? So we need to be honest.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So, Cyrus, your last question, and again, when you are referring to the vice president, refer to him as vice president.
Okay, and then you also talk about 2020 election. Cyrus, I remember very well we had a conversation. You know, somebody and myself joking on one of the radio stations. He said, "Oh no, talk about why you and your sister Edith going to election. That was not fair." So then I told him, I said, "No, but you're causing for nothing confusion." in the first place, the reason why demarcation is done to set aside electoral district and county is for those who in that particular locality to go against each other in election in competition. You didn't expect somebody from Bon County and myself to go into that election. You didn't expect somebody from Bon County and my Ile to go into the election. You expected those town, right? You're from the same town? Oh yeah, we are all from the same town. you expect people from the same county to go to the same election. So if there is election in the county and people compete, that is nothing like building membership. It's all about competing. whoever wins, you all come back together. And if you talk about political campaign, Cyrus, you know, man, some of the things that you can be writing, all the things that you can be talking, when politicians talk that you can cancel, all the things you can be talking, all the things you can be writing, I can see all the things you can be writing. You know, so when people are going to election, the essence of campaign is to undercut the popularity of the opponent. So you will say some things, but the most important thing we all should consider is after the election, after the campaign, is it possible for us to come together? And that's where we always get me. Once the election is over for me, I'm done with what happened yesterday. I reunite with people who get myself into competition, and we move on. I don't hold that to my chest as God. No. But there will always be election. In the new election or the next election coming, Sarah, you didn't support me yesterday. What if I decide to go into election in 2029 and I look for your support and you think I can make it? So if I make you my enemy because you didn't support me yesterday, how will I get your vote tomorrow? So we need to discard this old result and move on.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You know, you are sounding impressive, but no, it's also part of your political tactics. You know, but yeah, it's sounding impressive. And the honesty I will try to display is that the way you sound is quite different from the way some of your members around the vice president inner circle, the bitterness of our politics in Nimba now. I think Nimba is the most bitter county now in the country. And like the CEO was traveling somewhere when he said, why is it when people speak their mind, once the name Jeremiah Kun is mentioned, then you are antagonistic. People say you hate Nimba. People call names, and I admire your response. But as a stance, there are two major political parties in the country, and obviously, no matter what, there will be election in 2029, and these two parties, one of them will win. Either UP will retain their seat, or CDC will return. This is something none of us have control over. But I see that every time all of you speak, you try to portray, to make it look like you're speaking for Nimba. You love Nimba. All of us here, when we speak, we try to make it look like it is for Nimba. Since indeed it is about Nimba, and we have two major political parties, and one of them must win. What happens if we have conversation and say, look, certain segment of this group supposed to support CDC, certain segment will stand with Unity Party, especially those who have jobs. Let's refrain from fighting each other. This is about Nimba. Whoever wins, Nimba will still benefit. And by doing so, we even asked one of the senators to say, listen, we can push you to be running mate to one of these parties, like CDC, for example, saying we already have our son on the other side, so that Nimba does not leave the decision-making table. What is wrong with doing that? Why you say people are bitter, people are calling people names? Today, you are one of those who is very close to Vice President Kun. Today, Garrison Yelu lost his job at Governance Commission. And the only reason Yelu lost his job, and Yelu interacted with the president somewhere, I think in Maghibee. And the president told him, he said, we are working as a team. The people from your region said they don't want to work with you. What do you expect me to do? And when the president spoke in that manner, he was not speaking about Rutoko, but he was speaking about the vice president. He said the people that we're working with from your region don't want to work with you. What do you expect me to do? And it was on that basis the president took Yelu from there, even though it was in violation of the very constitution you're referencing. If you read Article 25 of our Constitution, it makes emphasis on the sanctity of contract. The sanctity of contract is a fundamental aspect of our Constitution. It protects tenured officials. But Yelu, who had tenure, Yellow lost his job because he did not support your government, and the VP orchestrated his removal. And the strategy, people like you sit behind the scene and design and say, let's strangulate them. When we strangulate them, when we get
But Sarah, is it a question? What is that?
I mean, I calculate a long time political man will get on the show now. Only now I press the show, you got to get on chest.
But that's stick to the point, huh?
I'm going to the point.
Yeah, you have to protect my son. I'm really enjoying your finish.
The man muscle scroll to that. Let me speak to the soup. How are you, veteran?
I'm okay.
But Sarah, before you end your long talk, we want to appreciate Honorable Cooper. If you notice, he's one of the people that is closest to the vice president that always come on our show. Everyone else, when we try to reach out to most of them, they don't come on. So he's one of the few that come here and actually sit and answer questions. So shout out to him. We want to appreciate him for that. You know, the man that been read by the VP, but he still comes on here and he open his chest and we ask all these
just make it appear that I'm working in government, I'm working in the office of the vice president. I'm a private citizen and bring my family.
You get far. I find that interesting. Anyway, Sarah's ending your ask a question. I just want to make that point.
So even though association has impact on people, it can change people, but this old man is liberal. He's still on this thing. So he will not fall for certain advice, you know. So like I was saying, you had a contract running for 3 years, but then the contract was hindered because a son, his brother, who's supposed to protect him while the affairs are doing, and they said the justification was that Yellow campaign and his activity was in violation of the GC Act. But then the same GC Act is still there, but a son of Lofa, one Stenik McLean, who equally campaigned for the CDC, was never touched, only because Lufia did not go after him. So I don't know which sort of number we want to have. I don't know if this number unity thing is something that we should all support, or it is just about Vice President Kun. As long as he satisfies his politics, then it is about Nimba. As long as it goes against him, that's one segment. The other segment of the question has to do with what if we look at one of our senators, Alan Yang, Alan Koga, and say, listen, we have 2 major political parties here. Go to CDC, let's push you to be running mate to whichever side wins, Nimba is on the table. What's your take on this sort of politics?
Sarah, let me tell you, like you said, I've been in politics throughout my life. I like to be honest with people. We don't need to go for any conference to say, okay, Sarah, you go on the other party, or Sarah, go on the other side. We don't need to do that. There is no need for conference. Look, let me tell you, the demography of our country can speak to any election in the future. No sound political person or politician, I judge you, Mr. Weah cannot look in Nima and take any candidates on there or any running mate there in 2029. You know the reason why? Mr. Weah comes from.
You can predict that.
No, I'm coming. I'm making the analysis.
Sarah, protect the guest now.
I just want you to listen. I just want you to know this. Mr. Weah comes from the southeast. He's sure of vote coming from the southeast. He needs addition to make him win or to get in the runner. Nima has huge population. Lopa has huge population. Bon County has huge population. Likewise, McGivy, and then Basso. For Mr. Weah to look and see that he comes from the southeast. President Bouaka comes from Lofa. And the way Lufians are coming together, for them they are not calculating the way you and I are calculating. They are thinking that they are into the seat and they want to maintain, they want to go up, they want to maintain the seat. So even those that were dismissed by the president are all going behind him and say, look, we can work with you, Mr. President. Once it's about you, we can work with you. Now, then Mr. Weah will come from the southeast, knowing the result that came from NIMBA 2023, and seeing the city vice president coming and leave Bon County, leave Magibi, leave Basso, that are virgin, where he can get addition to go to NIMBA County, it's a lot. So when you make a political calculation election, you don't just make it because you think you can run. You're thinking about winning. You're not thinking about participation only. Now, let's go back to the point you made about this perception about Vice President Kun telling people, look, Mr. Zotaiwan titles come from NIMBA. He was sitting down in tenure position. Are you telling me it was the vice president who told the president to fire him?
I believe so.
Many other people have been dismissed from this government who occupy tenure position under Mr. Weah. Some of them are even going to court. You've been following the process. Are you saying it is the vice president who advising the president to dismiss those people who were sitting down in tenure position?
Sir, most of those people you calling have been paid. Those you I forgot to make this point. Most of the people you're referring to have been paid. They have paid them for their unexpired tenure. Yelu is yet to receive his pay for the unexpired tenure, even though the Supreme Court ruled in his favor.
So then let me just so I can't get distracted.
Yeah.
But I was telling you, there are many other people that have been dismissed. The first boss for immigration was from Lofa under this government. He was being dismissed. Many other people have been dismissed. Many people who held tenure position under Mr. Weah have been dismissed. I don't know the condition under which those you refer to have been paid were paid. Apparently, they went to court, they won, the government was convinced, and the government decided to pay them. There are also other people who are not being paid. I can't speak to that because I'm not a lawyer and I'm not working with the court. I can't say that. But I don't want to believe that. I don't know how we want to make the vice president so powerful to say, okay, he's the one who ordered the president to dismiss. And after this dismissal, the people went to court. The vice president followed the court, went there and said, and they ran a judgment. The vice president could not, even though he had that power, but he could not control the case in the court. The people went and won their case in court, and the vice president will have to follow the government and say, don't pay this person, specific person, don't pay the person. Is that what we're trying to insinuate? But I want to tell you, I mean, those are all perception. We all need to get out of this. Look, I was telling you about the Lufens, and that's one thing we need to copy from them. The Lufens, there are many other people who were serving in Mr. Weah's government. Now, you were talking about Tapon people today. When the campaign was on in Lofa in 2023, you could hear all the voices. One of those I mentioned here, Mr. Moses or Honorable Moses Colley. He was one of those vocal person against Omer Baka. When Omer Baka won and became president, they all went to him and said, Your Excellency, we came to you to tell you, we were all looking for it, we're all different sides and fighting to look for something for Lofa. Now that you get it, we come to surrender. You get it, it's for Lofa. So all of us are going to stand with you. And that's the difficult challenge that we in NIMBA are get to. We think that the position that the vice president had is exclusively for him. We don't look at the bigger picture. We don't attack it with NIMBA. We think that it's his benefit. It's not to the benefit of the bias. So it's for his personal benefit. And so therefore, we don't have to compromise with him on this. Until we ourselves, we get our own. The same way you get your own, we get our own. We cannot compromise. And if we put it this way, then it's going to be difficult for us to see the bigger picture.
Thank you.
We don't need any conference to go say you go on this side, you go on that side. The only thing is, Sarah, if you go to any political party, focus on that party, campaign for that party, forget about the person for your country, launch a consistent attack against the person for your country, all because you want to prove to your party that you lost the party, and so that they can have confidence in you, you might destroy what is in NIMBA. So if that's the objective, then equally you have opposition for the country to consider you to be somebody who is against it, who is going against the interest of NIMBA. I think that's what the problem is.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much again if you just joined us here. This evening on the show, you're listening to the Heat Hour. And of course, we are hosting former Commerce Inspector General of Liberia, Honorable David Doc Cooper, here tonight as our guest. I think it's safe to say Morocco will go home tonight. The game stands at 2-0 right now, and it's going very terrible. DK, welcome. Let's hear you can ask your 2 questions. After you will go to CLT, and then we'll go for a second round of questioning. Maybe we'll take one or two questions before we let
We'll
the
do
guests.
one. We got to mention the soup.
Yeah, nobody asks you for the game result. We need to focus on the soup. Don't make our Don't double our frustration. Yeah. We all checking the result when we on it. Yeah, the Africa there. So
If
you
I'm
do that thing, can go our Anyway, welcome, Siom man, and those are all who are not political. We will take our discussion to different level. My question to you tonight is the first thing is to appreciate you always for answering our calls, even when people feel like that show there is critical. You always diffuse their mind and say no, I will go there, and you are done that consistently. In fact, sometimes when guest is here, you will call to make your point. For that, I want to appreciate you always for doing that.
Thank you.
My question tonight is not on the regular politics thing. My question tonight is, you are very influential in our county. You are playing so many roles in government. What can we do to take people attention for the everyday politics? What else you think you can do to benefit the largest population, the young people? Because discussions in our country, and everywhere is people take interest when there is politics. People take interest when somebody is mentioning Big Brother Kun, Baka, Koga, Nya, Wemo, and the rest. What are other discussions? Take for instance to say, okay, you know what? Nima have close to 740 some old towns. In those towns, how many qualified teachers we have? In those towns, how many nurses we have? What can we do to just take our attention? In other countries, for example, in East Africa, people don't, in Liberia, when they say holiday, people focus on the car. They say, people don't talk about coffee shop. A year at Aisha in our country, the only thing people think about is political discussion. What can we do starting with our country, to take all our discussion from politics and focus on something meaningful that will benefit our society?
Thank you, DK. For me, I like to say, I like to be creative and innovative. When I was a mayor of Ghana, I knew that this day we in will come. And so when I started telling my people, look, you know what? Those of you who occupy the main street, you need to put something better. Let's start building stores. Let's start building durable buildings, flat top. To beautify the city and to also get ready for economic activity. Many people did not see beyond what I was saying. They challenged that. When I even talk about, look, let's open another road at the back to avoid congestion on the main road. People did not understand that. Now, today, we are there. Everybody look at Nimba today to be the industrial hub of Liberia. Now, there are many things that we can do. I remember I met with the caucus. One day, I went to a meeting, the Nima caucus, and I told them, look, my honorable people, I came here today to talk to you as former leader of the country. I get 2 recommendations that I want to make to you. When I was a superintendent, even though I made similar recommendation to members of the caucus, and I wanted to have been part of what was passed at the county council sitting for execution, but it could not work. Now that we are no more and you get a new superintendent, I am recommending two things. Liberia is purely academic. Everybody getting degree here in political science, in public administration, in this. And so once you're able to structure grammar and you speak it well, I mean, everybody is in the line going. Can we establish a vocational school in Nimba at the country level? Number one, a vocational and skill training program that will be able to address some of the critical needs. Now, I started a program for clinic in my town. And this week, I'm taking the materials. I'm taking some of the materials so we can begin the construction. I'm looking for a contractor now to take a contract to start the construction. I need somebody good. And I want somebody from the county. Can we establish a vocational training school in Nimba that we can put money behind? Number one. The money we get, every year we go to county council sitting, we put the money to sports. We put the money to different things. And I know the Nimba people want to see tangible. Because the reason you hear noise in the country about people eating money is because the people are not seeing the fiscal structure standing. Even those some of the young people who even question today where our money have gone, the very money contributed to their school. They were given financial aid, and that the very money they use. But nobody has the bold face to come today and say, I'm one of those who benefited the money that you're talking about. I'm one of those who are used on. They will not say it. The whole people who are in leadership responsible that they are eating their money. Can we also go into agriculture that will be reforming, that will bring income? Those were my two recommendations. I believe that if you have a training program in Nimba, a skill and vocational school in Nimba, that Nimba puts some weight behind, we can achieve a lot. Instead of just learning the English and speaking it well, everybody think that when you go to university, you get a degree, I'm the most qualified to be representative, I'm the most qualified to be minister. Can we divert the people's attention to something else? Because those countries that you and myself travel every day, that people will not just go get degree to people, intellectual life, at the art center. They are serious-minded people. Can we do that? It's possible. Can we go into agriculture? You can
go ahead with your second question, DK.
Thank you. So my question came from the background that where I am currently, Sue, and allegations about even rape will lead a politician for not contesting, because the society is advanced, the society is educated. The people will take the debate to, okay, you are going to represent us, but you have that cloud on you. You can't represent us. Those things will happen when a society is educated. Yesterday, we hosted one of our sisters here, and our focus was actually pure academic, pure educational topic that we're discussing. So there where my connection is. You are, let's say, quote unquote, at least around a VP in your kitchen cabinet. Are there any programs to say, okay, Mr. Vice President, the brilliant idea you have from the city level in Ghana that you transform to the county, you have really reached a zenith in Nimba politics. Are there programs that you are suggesting to the Vice President that you guys are talking about? And can you just give what are those programs and what you think the Vice President can do to benefit majority of the population, particularly in Nimba?
DK, your question is entrapping. I'm sorry to say that I will not be able to answer that because, like I said, I don't speak for the office of the vice president. So, whatever program the vice president get, let's leave that with people who work with him, and let's leave that with his office. I'm just concerned about how all of us can be a part of what is happening in the county. But in terms of what the vice president does, you can contact the chief of office staff or project coordinator in his office. So I can't be speaking outside of something that I don't know about. And my association with the vice president is like my association with any of you here.
So, but what's your role now? Tell the people, because I think myself confused now. What's your actual role?
My role, I'm one of the elders of the county. By virtue of the role I play in NIMBA politics, I become one of the elders of the county. So I'm close to everybody. I'm close to 2 of the senators. I'm close to everybody, all the representatives. I'm close to them.
Would it be fair to say you were one of the advisors to the vice president?
Well, I don't know when you say advisor. I don't have any official appointment as advisor in the office of the vice president.
Okay, Chief.
You know, I think, no, but CEO, on a serious note, I think people are missing out on this thing continuously.
Right. And that's why we
some of the bullets that are directed at me by people is that I'm getting so much from it. I mean, I know appointed. Some people even have said I'm on the Aston Vita board. Some people say the vice president recommended me. I'm working with NSA. I'm getting paid from NSA. Those are all the same thing we're talking about.
I heard about your NSA pay thing, and I heard about the money you also getting from COE, from our social development fund.
Could you imagine that? Could you imagine that? I get no money from anywhere. I dare anybody to tell me if I get a cent from the NIMBA County Development Fund or Social Development Fund. I don't get any pay. I'm not getting any pay. I'm on my farm. When I leave from where I am tonight, tomorrow I'll be going back to NIMBA. The next day you hear me on my farm. I'm also doing my private business. I'm buying rubber. I'm doing my own private business. I'm not into any government work. But the vice president, all of you know, 2023, the closest person to him, one of the closest person to him in 2023 was me. And I have been there, he and I are together. He's somebody who listens. And so because he listens, he likes to listen, I like to share with him some of what my thoughts are. So it doesn't mean that I get a position or I hold a position that is paid, that I'm paid for, or that the assignment is made for. Absolutely no.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That answers your question. Thank you. We really, really appreciate that. Even though there's no road, but the fact that you are there and you can come on our show, that's all that matters to us, and we appreciate that. So we'll take that as you say. But see, everything over to you. Your 2 questions. Okay.
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Man,
how are you, Soup?
I'm okay. Saturday.
Yeah, you know, once a superintendent is always a Soup. That name, that title always go with you. So
yeah.
Well, first day I'll publicly want to say thank you. You know, BKS is your home, and you always feel free to be here. Like we say, you know, we are here, and people have diverse views. So, and you are not screens to environment like this. I'm glad that you always make your way to be here. You know, these conversations are very good so that the public will know what is going on, because even tonight there are a lot of revelation you are making tonight, because it's in the thin air, and the citizenry also needs to understand you are providing the information, like the thing about your salary, about your pay. You know, these are things people runs with. Even the last time when Honorable Pay took him, he said the same thing, that it was for your business, you are dismissed and all of that. But it's good that you are making all these positions for people to know, because it says silent means consent. So it's good that you are making. But I want to carry you back to NIMBA. The last time we hosted on a regional man here, and the issue with the traditional rather outperform in ban. I think you call, I don't know whether somebody asked that question. I'm sorry. Yeah.
That was going to be my last question, but I will look
yeah.
it to you.
yeah. So my concern, I think that day you call, and I'm pretty much concerned about the way things are going on in the county. For me, I don't overlook that because it's leadership, and leadership has to do with intervention. What is going on right now? In my opinion, Senator Kogas feels that he's now the next, I would say, Senator Johnson, because he was conferred, that title in Ban. From my understanding, that's how I see it. But then when you call it last time, you said that was the family tradition or the culture of the people from Goma Play. It was performing Ban. So, and you call it last time when Reginald made the point that the role now of Senator Koga as a senator of the county, now he takes the responsibility of Senator Johnson. So when you called it last time, we didn't have the time. So those were one of the key things, that you are here tonight to make some emphasis on, because it's important. Sometimes people say Godfather, the new Arrowhead, the new this person because he joined the senator body. So by virtue now, by tradition, he's now being conferred as the godfather or the leader now of the county because of the traditional performance in Ban. So wanted you to draw us into this conversation because you being a former superintendent and you know very good about the local government and the tradition of the county.
Thank you, Charity. Like I said the other time, one thing I tried to correct first was the issue with this tradition and culture. And I think they were trying to combine it both, and I said no, there was need to draw a clear line of delineation between culture and tradition. There is no single culture of Nima people, tradition of Nima people. There is no single tradition in Nima. But culture is our way of living. So we get a culture in Nima, but we don't have the same tradition. Like I made mention of Bon society. For example, when you go to Tapeta, Valentine, they get born. You come to Yahweh Messinor, Great Job, even my own town get born. In many towns in Messinor, you see born, Yahweh, you see born. And what was done in Ban is similarly done in that Bon society. And it's not done in the strength, it's done open in the same way. Now, what was performed, like I said the other time, none of us here have ever conferred Godfather position on anybody in Nima County. What we know is Nima from 1964 has always had a single leader at a time, an Arrowhead. And that person had never had the title of Godfather. From 1964, when Nima was created, they had powerful men and women in Nima, but the late Johnny Voka was the head, the Arrowhead of Nima. And that's a story I briefly told you the other time. When President Tubman went to Nima and said, Nima people, you all used to be part of Central Province. But today, we have created you as a county. We get 4 counties now together that we created, and you're going to be on your own. You no more part of Central Province, but you are now a county. So what we're going to do before I leave from here, I brought your document that made you independent. But before I leave, I need you people to give me 2 things, to do for me 2 things. To first give me somebody who will be your superintendent, that's 1, and to bring 2 persons who will be senators of your county onto election. So, Omen Foka, this is what I brought to your people. And everybody cried. Omen Foka turned around and thanked the president and said, Mr. President, thank you. And turned to the Nima people and said, Nima people, you listen to what the president said. We were once part of Central Province, but today we are now county. And the president came from Monrovia to bring us our county status. But he said, we need to give it 3 persons. one to be superintendent, and two to be senators. So, but what I can tell you, Mr. President, and he who referred the issue to the Nima people, he did not wait for them to respond. Old man Johnny Vocal remained standing and said, Mr. President, what I want to tell you is the issue with the superintendent, we get one of our sons, but he's not here, he's in Monrovia, we send for him to come. We give the need to you. But the two senators to talk about, you will get them here before he be. Then he turned and said, oh man, Brazoto way, right there, he commend there, one senator. That's how everybody clap for him. That's how he became senator. Then he said, Brazoto way, right there, he commend senator. That's how the two of them became senators of Nima County. They didn't go to any election. And everybody listened to him. Because he earned that respect from the people, and the people took him to be their leader. They respected his voice. So, old man Vocal was the leader of Nima County in that generation. All the way to the generation of Justin Fiado. Again, on Justin Fiado came in the picture. After that generation passed. During that regime or during that era, you have equally powerful men and women in the country, but everybody listened to Justin Fiado or Justin Fiado as the leader of the country. Then that generation ended during the war. Then we transitioned to Senator Johnson. Now, Senator Johnson was not conferred any title of the godfather for Nima people. But Senator Johnson always bragged, I'm the godfather, I'm the senior senator of the Nima County, I'm the senior senator, I'm the godfather, I'm the political godfather of the country. And so that's how he was known as a godfather. It was not something that they elected him for or they conferred that on him that others did through traditional means. When Senator Johnson passed, the people from his home engaged us. By then, I was still RG and in the government as one of the stakeholders of the country. They engaged us to tell the government that they wanted Senator Johnson to be buried in Komapri. The family from back home. We refer that to the wife and the other family here. Later on, they settled down to bury Senator Johnson in Ganta, since indeed he had earlier on built a fort in Ganta for himself. So then the argument, the next argument was no, or the next request was, since you all want him to be buried in Ganta, but he has our traditional soul. And this soul is passed from one generation to another. So we need our soul. So we want the government to allow us to take the body to come and play and allow us to perform our traditional ritual. The government also appealed that officials of government, the president, and everybody else could not wait in Ganta to allow the body to go all the way outside. In fact, the road was not good. So whatever the case, if they could come to Ban, which had been originally the headquarters for Zoge. And as I'm talking to you, I was one of those in that room. That's what I keep saying. So the discussion was concluded that the body be taken to Ban, where the traditional people will be allowed to perform their traditional practice. So the body was taken to Ban and turned over to them. And it was during the time that they brought Senator Koga to join over the body in their tradition. We were not a part of it. I didn't sit there to watch that because we were not a part of it. So after that was done, Senator Koga became Senator Johnson in their tradition. So like even in the bone, When a member passes away and another replacement is given, that same thing is done, and it's not done in the strong, it's done outside. Everybody can watch that. And if you, because you replace that person, whether the person has title in government, you're not going to take that title that in government because the person was in government, the person passed. So when you don't worry about it, then you take over the position in government. It's only in our society or in our tradition.
So can I ask a quick question? Was Senator Johnson part of more society?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He was also a part. He was also a part. I think you saw the people in Bang as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a part of their tradition that was performed. And Senator Koga occupied that position in that tradition. But it was not a godfather position for Nima.
So there, I will push you there quick. I will push you on our passage. I don't want you to forget.
So Sarah, you can ask that question in the second round now.
Gentlemen, we will be going for a second round of questioning. Akami Sarah, we will be going for a second round of questioning. It's already late from the other end. We need to let him go. So
I got one to follow tomorrow.
Sarah will ask his last question.
Don't pretend. The paper came prepared. So when you
we have time. We have time. We do it. That's why we don't go above the time only because somebody is prepared.
Exactly, brother. I got you, Junior. I see already trying to destroy the thing. When you say Senator Koga is replacing Senator Johnson in their society in Goman play, in their tradition in Goman play, are you in any way attempting to draw a demarcation between the role Senator Johnson play in Goman play and the role he played in central government? Is Senator Johnson not also, Senator Koga not also play the same role, or does he not have the right to play the same role in central government? You trying to dichotomize it?
But obviously, like I said, if you did that even in a poorer society in your home, because the poor in Nima different. They get the non-poor on Abasa, they get poor on Zanasa, coming all the way to Ganta. So if you replace somebody, okay, and you get in Booyah. If you replace somebody, okay, if you replace somebody there, does that cover the entire Nima County? You are now this person in Nima in politics. It does not work that way because culture is different from government. It's different from the civilized thing that you are now doing. It's different.
On our dive, you say that too. I beg to differ a little bit there when you say culture is different from government. Government is built on culture, tradition, and norms. So we can't distinguish government from culture. Culture is the same as the government we run today. The only difference we have.
I said tradition, traditional practice. The tradition, the born tradition. It's not. When you become a member there, it does not mean you are a member for Liberia. Or if you are a Zoe there, it does not mean if you are a Zoe in any of the thing there, it does not mean you are Zoe for Liberia. No, you are Zoe for that particular place. If you are chairman there, you're chairman there. You're not chairman for Liberia. No.
Oh, okay. So on our Copa, what I'm understanding from this conversation is that Senator Koga remains, he replaces Senator Johnson in Goma play.
In their tradition. In their tradition, yeah.
Okay.
But this thing continues to appear like a political conundrum. You can't draw that demarcation. If Senator Johnson was not part of government, if Senator Johnson was not part of government, that could have been reasonable. But Senator Johnson was part of government, he was part of the society. So by replacing him, by all parity of reasoning, once you replace Senator Johnson, you automatically almost looking at asset and liability. You can't separate them. Your partner die, you say I will take his asset, then you ignore the liabilities. So that's a scenario we should and the honorable said today we should approach the discourse with fact, with honesty. So
but it's not elongative now. If you become president of Liberia, you can't be president of Liberia and be president of Guinea. So
But my question are not being answered though.
Senator Johnson played was Senate 13, and Kuka has a play today. It's on Senator Kuka, Senate 13. Even though the VP play politics, they changed Yanswa to Nima 1.
My man, that VP, and Kuka, that's everything. Yeah, everything you to the VP.
No, sorry, you UP man, you gotta get a chance to.
Yeah, that's everything. I question. I know.
But let me just clear the doubt of something.
I want him relate it to the Senate 13 because he said
that's the point I'm coming to. Okay. That's the point I'm coming to. That's the point I'm coming to. Senator Koga replaced Senator Johnson as Senator of Nima. And I tried to draw the clear line between senator and godfather. And I said, the election you and I have been going to in Nima is not for, we are not having any election for godfathership in Nima. Senator Koga replaced Senator Johnson as Senator of Nima. And like I said, there have been no godfather's position in Nima. You try to understand what was the tradition in Nima, whether that was a godfathership. I said, no, it was not a godfathership tradition. They don't have any tradition in Nima for godfather. What was done in Ban was a tradition from Zoge, particularly from Komapli, that was performed. And if you occupy, you took over from the person, that is limited in their organization. Because our membership is limited to people within the organization. It does not extend outside. So how can somebody be a member of Bon and Fred Cyrus from where Yame? I mean, from where Berry. It does not work that way. That's the point I'm making. I'm not trying to say that he's not a senator of Nima. No, he replaced Senator Johnson as senator of Nima. That we know.
So before Sewete asks his last question, let me ask this question so you can make something clear to us. Like you said, Senator Johnson, the late Senator Johnson was part of the Bon Society. Assuming here tonight you are part of the Bon Society, do you think it was appropriate for Senator Koga to have jumped over the body of the late Senator Johnson by virtue of the Bon culture or tradition?
Well, in tradition, there are many things that happen. They can say, okay, you know what? This one we are not able to do it, but the family can decide to pay and escape the other aspect. There are many things that happen traditionally. I'm a traditional person, those things happen. You can pay for that slot. The traditional group will tell you, if this cannot be, what somehow somebody died, you member of the organization, and the traditional group will say, you all bring replacement. You check in the family, you can't get anybody. All the young people that are going to school, they are not interested. The traditional group will demand that you pay for that slot, and you can pay for it. And sometimes they say, okay, we need to take the body into our traditional strand. The children will come and say, look, today, for us, we are Christian, we can't allow our father or our mother body to be taken over there. The traditional group will demand certain things and you pay, then they don't take the body there. Those things can happen.
Thank you. Sewete, you can ask your last question.
That the father that Deacon brings society Benny on his show tonight.
So the other question.
Yeah, please, that's the last question, Chief.
Thank you, Soup. That the experience we're listening to tonight, the issue with Senator Koga and the rest of the folks with the VP, I think the honor is on them as leaders, including you, and that got the ears of the vice president. Because all of these questions we are asking, I think, is meant to educate the public. Firstly, I don't know whether you are aware about the formulation of the NEMA solidarity.
What I'm aware of the formation?
Yeah, the formation, or whether you are one of the leaders?
No, I'm aware that they have NEMA solidarity movement, but I'm not a leader Nima Solidarity Movement. You know, by virtue of my role as one of the elders, I don't like to hold position, even in Nima Kwado, all the organization, I can't go back there and hold position there. No. We can be a advisor, we can advise then, but I can't go there and be a member holding position, no.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, the question I wanted to ask, I think this whole thing about, for me, I think it might not be a question, but you could expound it a little bit, because for me, as a citizen of Nima, I feel that, to be frank, it's not just unique to this conversation, it's unique to every other Nimbaans. For me, in my opinion, that we Nimbaan, like you said, we need to organize ourselves and see the bigger picture. And the responsibility is not just on people that are on the other side, it is also a lot in the purview of every one of us, including you, as stakeholder of the county. Yeah. The reason I say this is that there have been too many haul and pull in the county regarding, the One Nima agenda, the One Nima movement, and some of these conversation people who try to criticize these conversations. If you look at people who come from Lofa, the Southeast, and other places, for example, the Cyrus was setting example, and about people who live in position, and you see, people from our angle leaving jobs, or they are being put out of their job, regardless of why it is. The rumor will just appear, and as the vice president took position from them. I think that's where the argument right now is shifting, because people may not want to go to where the power of the presidency is, but they are just looking at, because they left job, everything now goes to the vice president. So in my mind, all of these analysis you get about other people in Lofa and the Southeast, do you see a difference between how the Southeasterners are approaching government to that of we from Nimba? Because if you look today, the likes of Yelu left position, you see other people joining government from the other side, and some of our brothers. I know you are not, the spokesperson of the vice president office, like you said, but it also fall in your purview as stakeholder of the county. What solution can we play? Is it through this organization, could we have a roundtable conversation regarding this? Because if the man don't have food on his table, he become a hungry fighter. Right now, I'm sorry to say, maybe that's not a good way, because you got people that women, you got people that garrison, the rest of the force, they all got armed. So how? And if we got the intention, maybe because the second man is from the county and he's one step away, how do we solve this problem?
Charity, the first thing is for all of us to begin to take our ears from what supporters are telling us and how politicians from different areas are playing on our minds. The vice president, like I said, and I know that the vice president does not have the power to dismiss or to appoint. The vice president has played a significant role in helping to recommend a lot of Nimbans, not only Nimbans, but a lot of Liberians in government that I can testify to. But he does not have the power. Some of the recommendations the vice president made have been turned out by the president. Now everything you tell the president will have to take, because the country is big. There are other counties that the vice president has to also reach. He can't just limit or narrow his focus to Nimba alone. Now, other people from different countries will again say this man is a Nimba person. He's not thinking nationally. He's just thinking about Nimba, everything about Nimba. And I know during the formation of the government, what people were saying, because I was in that room. Some people were saying, but this thing here, they live in the father, we want to give everything for Nimba. You want everything to go to Nimba. That was not even the case, but people were just thinking that way. Now, where we are, we need to learn from other countries. I know our number is huge. We have huge population. We have many educated people and they want job. Even if you, Siawete, become president of Liberia today, you will not be able to include everybody in your government. I mean, you will not be able to include everybody from Nimba County to your government. And I know the day God bless us to get there, that's the next bridge we have to cross. Because everybody will think that since Sega is today the president of Liberia, why is he leaving me out myself? I'm qualified to be this. We all suffer for this thing. So that kind of argument will be there. We all need to learn, because I know the highest or the toughest role of a leader is to manage crisis and expectation. The best leader in the world is one who knows how to manage crisis and expectation. We all need to learn that, to manage people's expectation. We need to manage the crisis. People think that it must be then, while others are there and are not there. Could you imagine people even fighting for proximity? When the vice president is accessible to everybody else, but if somebody alone can have opportunity to see the military town, and maybe day I went there, he was in a meeting and they told me, oh, talk about wait, it's not possible, but on my way back, I saw Siawete then coming from in, and then maybe at the time, the vice president was expecting some guests, international guests, so they say, okay, you know what, since the other people are seeing today, let's put the other people to next week, then I get vexed. And so, but when Siawete then, why they only give Siawete then the opportunity to see the vice president and they deny me? That's the way we are thinking. And until and unless we all realize that, look, no matter what, the vice president will not be able to be everywhere at the same time as God. He will not be able to do it for everybody at the same time. I can tell you now, some of those things, I don't want to just talk them on the radio. If I talk them, it will be looking somehow. If I tell you the strife we have made in Nimba, some of the positions here in Nimba, you think they just came from the sky. Some of us have to be very tough. Man, I was sitting down, I have to face the president, Mr. President, this one is not fair to Nimba. You know how far some of us have gone with this? So when people are talking, it appears that the vice president doesn't care for Nimba. I mean, and some people will even say he only cares for people who are around him. Then some people say he only cares for the Geo people. Some people say he only cares for District 1 people. He only cares for FOJ people. He only cares for these other people. And so that kind of demarcation, people continue to draw everywhere as means of finding justification for their greed. But we all have to find a way around this. Look at what, like I just mentioned about Lufa. Lufa, my wife is from Lufa. My wife is from Wasonga. My wife and the vice president from the same town. I mean, from the president from the same town. From Wasonga. And when we are there, we are family. Look at what the Lufians are doing. All the Lufians that were talking here during Mr. Weir's time, are you hearing them? No. And you all see what they're doing? They didn't take them from job. They took them from job. Even people who President Bouaka brought in government, has he not fired them? He had fired most of them. Are they holding down against the president?
So they have the CDC current acting chairman is a Lufian. CDC current secretary general is a Lufian. The chairman for STEM is a Lufian. So when you say the local people are not causing out, then no. I think what we should be saying is maybe people who oppose the vice president in the past, most of them are crossing over. Instead of saying no, the group that actually opposing the president now, the major political party that are opposing the president are headed by Lufians.
No, you know, DK, you didn't get me well. I didn't say Lufians are not into opposition. That's not what I'm saying. Today I made specific reference to Mr. Moses, Honorable Moses Kodi. Right? He was one of the loud voices. And that attack was not against even the party or the government. The attack was against Ambassador Bouaka during the election. Today, are you hearing them attacking the president as an individual?
But so Moses Kodi party pulled out a CDC.
I'm not saying you stay in CDC. I'm not saying you
Yeah,
stay.
so he started the LPDP.
I thought you said you're not going to talk politics today.
Was taking place, but when they pull out of CDC,
Man, you say you're not talking politics today. What happened?
And they went where?
I lost, Papa. I beg you. I mean, I'm putting on
They went where?
Don't matter, man.
Yeah,
You're not
I'm
talking
not
about
political
agriculture
party.
today. Now you want to talk politics.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Where they have the deal.
That's not funny.
Thank you. Thank you very much for being on here this evening. It's been a wonderful conversation. And I know we still call you back
Before you close, I got one quick question with you.
I beg you.
No.
Sarah, I gotta sleep.
Sarah, I beg you. We have to go, Sarah. Let's speak to our co.
Just quick question. I wanted Papa to address.
No, I beg you.
So,
I beg you.
Yeah, I was going to say, Vibra, thank you so much for coming. As always, we know you're going to farm. We gotta let you go. That farm, that other got interesting that it did start producing. We'll all benefit from it. But again, I know everyone on this platform will agree with me. You have been always willing to come on our show. Shavita said it, DK said it, and everybody. So thank you so much. In 1 or 2 minutes there, give us your parting comment. And then we look forward to hosting you again in the future.
Thank you. I'd like to just say this, that we are committed to working with every Nibayan. It is our prayer that all of us will put a bitter past behind us and work. For me, I talk to everybody else. All the people that you mentioned, they are my brothers. We all talk. We call each other. We talk. And I've been visiting them. Even on Monday, I called Senator Koga. When I was doing for Nima, I thought he was there so I can drive to him. When I called him, he said, no, I just got tomorrow. I said, well, I'm going tomorrow. I'll call you so we can meet. I even want to call him tomorrow. So all the people we meeting, we're talking. I mean, people should not talk between us, and we should not allow that kind of thing to happen. Let all of us work together. If bigger things come to Nimba for all of us, I mean, it's going to be a great news for Nimba. So that all of us work together, gentlemen. I mean, if it is not your time today, tomorrow could be your time too. Thank you so much for the time tonight.
What are you going to plan? So how far the farm going?
We are planting cocoa and planting right now.
Oh, okay.
Papa, I will need nothing temporary for you. I will call you.
No, man, you can say on our show here. Thank you so much. You pay for that advertisement. Have a good one, people.
Thank you. Good night. Bye bye.
All right. It's a great show. Great show. It was a wonderful show. I enjoyed it. Wonderful. Like I said, he kept saying
that three against one to me. Is leaking on UP Saga graduate?
Yeah, I'm a twin father. But it's been a great show. The fact that he's one of the person that is closer to the VP that always come on the show. That one we have to give it up to him. All the other people we invited, all of them they came on. But yeah, so thanks to him for coming. Our platform is here to ask questions and then have discussions. So I know what other people can be running away. But it was a great show. Thanks to Junior. Thanks to all of you for coming. We look forward to coming tomorrow. We'll be hosting our own man, John Yomi, the foreign affair or foreign something specialist. He will be on here tomorrow. He will be our guest. We look forward to having another wonderful show. So great job, guys. That's my parting comment. Thanks to our followers for following. We will be back again tomorrow. Is it with Morocco?
Let me close. We need to be careful. See how your parents founded Inland Church. Your parents had roots in Inland Church. Your uncle Duna, your granddad Duna, your father, everything. When you count this show, lead society business. Stop answering questions about society business. You gotta ask society thing, that born thing, and everything. Those are all who are not part of it. You made a shoe now. That's what can happen in a born society. But it was a good show. The only thing I will continue to say is, look, the CIWT say the onus is on those in leadership. They can fight. They can fight for another judgment day. They will go. The example the superintendent was setting on Tottenham time when Johnny Voka and the rest of the people were in power, that Johnny Voka will say, okay, but go to where you and I go. We didn't have multi-party democracy. We had tyranny ruling the country. Nobody could say anything. Even in Charles Taylor time, you could not oppose Charles Taylor or whoever that were in power. The very few who were here, he why is from Wesanga Baraka time, but he opposed Baraka before. So why is it that people opposing Baraka now will be a crime? He opposed Baraka in 2017 to support George Weah. And so people who are opposing Baraka and whoever today, they should not be seen that they are committed a crime. The only thing they can do is people who in power need to draw everybody together closer so that they can maintain power. Because when you lost power, it's not easy. Just we have lost power, we know what they're going through. So VP Kun, the Baraka, everybody need to maintain power and to maintain power and to get everybody on board. Or I can say I'm a member of the Union Party. Whoever on my party ticket is the person I will support. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Cyrus, do yours in the next 1 minute and let's go to see how to the close us up.
Yeah, thank you, Council. Even though you didn't allow me to ask the old man on the drugs thing. You know the reason I wanted to ask the old man Junior during the campaign I was in Liberia. I listened to the superintendent when he Jeremiah Kun, a lot of those guys used to say George Weah, Finda Bondo, top seditionists were the ones trafficking drugs, were the ones bringing drugs in the country. I wanted to ask him if we should suppose that the VP and President Parker are the ones bringing drugs now in the country now that Weah is not around. That's a question I wanted to ask him. But again, it was a great show though. It was a great show. You know, the thing with Honorable Cooper, he's a liberal person. But then, you know, I understand there are covert tactics. They fight from the back. They fight from the back, and when it comes to public area, they do different things. I understand that part of politics. But he's a liberal person. He's a person who thinks for himself. Like people like DK said, this thing in Nima will not stop. It has a long way to go. And we will continue to stand our ground until we get a result we want. And the result is getting glaring on a daily basis, Junior. If you look, the superintendent of Nimba now, called Mampe Kono, Junior. Could you imagine? Because Senator Kuga made a comment, a legislative comment about the VP declaration. Cole had to say something very nasty about the senator. She feels she was being literally. I think somebody posted that thing on this very platform that you get a long way to live EP, your BP will go up, your this and that. You know, I just like that. Look, the way things are going, my brother, you know, power can blind people's eyes. And when power blinds the eyes, even people around they can see. Those comments, you look at our city senator, you say his BP will go up only because he's performing his legislative duty. And sadly, somebody posted his stuff on our platform. I even shared it with somebody. I told the president, I said, listen, our platform, those guys are always attacking BKL, the opposition platform, this and that. That's the main reason they don't want to come on the show. So for us to even be sharing things like that, but then, you know, somebody insulting or sitting an elected official and the platform had to share it was discouraging. But Junior, let's expect that Nimba will always be the way we started, will continue, especially people like us. You expect Garrison to bring himself. And the analogy the old man was using tonight is that Lofien have gone to Parker names. They have gone to his names and say, Papi, we come to beg for mercy. So in essence, Nimba should either Gonglo Ware, Garrison Yellow, Wilmore, you know, Kuyumba, Gompu Kagon. We should go to the VP name and say we come beg for mercy. That means God needs to be served at that. People who do those things are cowards. People who go to beg, who go to kneel down to people, they are cowards. You know, Garrison can go on that path. Garrison is so good to go to somebody's knee as though the person of God. You'll be reducing God.
Thank you, Chief. You may say, are you the party, man? I know. He said that 3 against 1, I know 3 against 2.
against what? Joe is neutral. John does not belong to anybody. You link it with O'Malley. You link it.
So you have a medic or something.
Maybe you see how it did now indoctrinate you to that devilish.
So, the show tonight, it was firing. I appreciate Honorable Cooper for coming. The show was actually good. The reality here about NEMA is that whenever you got a huge population, you get diverse view. And at this point, politics is a game. So when you reach a certain aspect of the game, people express it the way and it fit that particular aspect within that time, within that given time. So we see all of that. For me, while I would say continuously, the too many fighting NEMA, to me, I see that those we have in leadership, I think the greater responsibility is on them. Because all the explanation tonight from Honorable Cooper, it made a lot of sense. But at the end of the day, what we need today, I'm a member of the Unity Party. I don't feel happy that Nimbayans that are in government, that were in government, were ousted from their position. But then you have other people in government, even people who they remove. For example, that a guy from Central Bank, he getting 300,000. At the end of the day, you have Lothian going there. So all these things, when it's happening, then you got other people who say, "Oh, we need to." So there are a lot of things is happening that should not be happening. But that's government. Sometimes we don't see what leaders see. But at the end of the day, I think NEMA got more work to do. Because all of what we are saying, we say we are 1 step away, we are 2 steps away, we are 0 step away. At the end of the day, every vote counts and every opinion counts. Because I don't see people, for me, the thing about politics, I think people need to have a free will. That's why sometimes people say, oh, because after election is election. Someone wins, person wins. But after election, your ability to make friends, because when you even look at the leaders that people are fighting for today, none of their children are even on Facebook. None of their children are even on social media. So people expect some of us to go and women do this, women do that, the vice president do that, no. At this point, people should understand what's the role of the vice president, what he ought to do, and what leadership role. Because right now, I think what we understand from NEMA is that the godfathership Prince Johnson left behind. I don't know who really taking it. Whether it's Skoga, whether it's the vice president, whether it's so the thing is, there are a lot of work that Nimbayans we need to do, because even we as citizens got our own problem. We citizens got our own problem. Godfather, I don't know why it's godfathership. People get a godfather shit. Why at the end of the day, once you leader for us, you are leader for us. So I think the vice president and all other stakeholders need to re-strategize on how we can reunite. Because if we sit down, even if we take on the presidency, I can tell you for free, we'll still be dancing the same song.
We'll take it, but I'm not sure it will be cool. We'll take that president.
The vice president now is 1 step. Mama, your own is just 1 step away from joining the Unity Party and the VP camp. So we understand all the chicanery. We understand the chicanery. But we know the VP is a smart. Yeah, we know the VP is a smart man, and at the end of the day, he will bring everyone together, and people who deserve. Everything is time.
Yeah, but how DK say that he starts on the screen?
DK is a cadre. DK is a cadre.
He say now with time thing when you guys
no, having my phone went off, so I'm on a computer. And the computer is on my lap. I'm on a laptop, it's on my lap. So
you get high school diploma. He making 5,000. He talking about time.
Who don't get high school diploma? Give me.
Yeke say we. I say you
Uganda man.
I say Yeke. I say Yeke say we
Yeke.
making. I say Yeke say we making $5,000 US. You
I
don't
mean,
get
you
half
get
the
brother
number.
from high school. I don't know where you bringing your how they call from. So I mean, that's it. To conclude, the show was good. You know, the vice president, all the leaders and everything. You know, the only sad thing is for me to be frank with you when the leaders come, people who come from the side of the vice president, they don't want to actually say the truth. Because what we're saying, everything is affecting the buying. So when you come on the platform too, sometimes give us the real thing that is happening. Because when you say, oh, the vice president, he don't have the appointing power, but then at the end of the day, you come and say, oh, we are doing recommendation. So how do we reconcile some of these things? The same vice president recommending people for position, then you come back again and tell us, hey, you're not doing, then we'll go to Nima and say, you're not only Nima vice president, but at the end of the day, Nima is where the trumpet is blowing and the number comes from. So how do we generate the number? So at the end of the day, leaders need to put their heads up to make sure that all of these things in the counties are resolved. So for me, that's why I can say, on Okopo, I know he's following the show, but those that had the ear of the vice president, those are things that should be happening.
No, but Sheldon, you be honest because that thing that what they call political conundrum. You can't say something. You say they may not get appointing power. So who carry thing back? Who carry thing back when you're talking from there? Who carry thing back?
Thank you. Thank you very much. It has been a wonderful show here this evening, and want to say thank you to our guests for appearing. We will be here tomorrow with another brand new edition of the Heat Hour Show. Have a pleasant good night from my end.